oh my God, 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 oh my God.
Must mean it's time to listen to Frank for a little while.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Punishment.
Well, that's punishment for the listeners. But, we got to be fair. There's 4 of us. Everybody has to have their moment in the sun. And this is Frank's moment in the sun.
Oh, thank you.
So Frank has chosen for his moment in the sun. What are the basics of a good offer to buy, Frank?
Lisa's bailing out.
She doesn't want to deal with this. You want to do NHDs instead?
At least that's got to go by.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's because I have to entertain these things on a daily basis by the dozens, and I'm just...
This is a really good topic.
It's amazing to see who is representing you, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, when I'm actually getting the offer, or who is misrepresenting you, not representing you.
So what you're saying, Frank, is you get a lot of really badly written offers.
What he's saying is that there is an art to making an offer.
There is which is a little is better, basically. Keep it simple as possible.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. I got some notes here.
Frank's got notes, ladies and gentlemen.
Of course.
Let me go right to the things that I don't need, okay?
Okay.
I don't need the 10-page statewide buyer-seller agreements, the 10-page love letters or biographies, the 100-page nuclear fusion thesis, the pictures of Scott with puppies, all this crazy stuff people send, and none of it is interpreted or cared about by the seller. All they care about...
You're just talking about...
Yeah, we're talking about
bank-owned property.
I'm talking about...
Don't send a picture of puppies when it's a foreclosure.
I'm talking about actually nowadays, that doesn't fly with any seller.
Oh, come on. It still flies somewhere. Puppies fly everywhere. They fly on Facebook.
They're fluffy.
They can skateboard.
Right now, you want to keep
the one with the bacon?
The bacon kind?
Oh, no.
You want to keep it simple.
That's awesome.
You want to just send the RPA, which is the residential purchase agreement.
How long is that, by the way? The RPA
it's 10 pages. It's 2 pages of the actual agreement and then 2 pages of the state rider.
So we're sending you the RPA. That's 10 pages.
Yeah. Just the agency relationship disclosure, which is a 1-pager saying that I am the agent for the buyer, representing the buyer. The approval letter from the buyer, of course, and make sure that the approval letter is at least for the amount of the offer. Because I get approval letters for $400,000 homes, and these approval letters say $325,000. Okay, so I have to call the agent, or I'd actually call the lender.
You're fired.
Yeah, I have to call the lender, and then the lender tells me, oh yeah, they can go up to 4. But we were looking in a lower price range before. Well, that doesn't help me. That takes more of my time.
Trust me, I'm a lender.
Frank,
I can be trusted.
Are you serious right now? Because that's just like Homer Simpson.
They do it all the time. It takes time for me. I have to make that phone call. But remember, I have to do this 20 times a day to follow up on people on their own errors in the submissions of their offers.
There are real estate agents that write you an offer on a $400,000 home. They write you an offer for $400,000 and send you an approval letter with it for $325,000.
Let's move that one to the top of the list.
You're fired.
Yeah. They do it all the time.
Can we name names?
No.
Oh, come on, man. There's
too many names. I'd be
just first names.
We don't have enough time.
Joe,
Lucy,
John.
Bad.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Send bank statements or proof of funds is what we call it. Cross out the account numbers, agents.
How many pages are a typical bank statement? Because I'm adding this.
A couple of summary pages is all we need.
Just a summary page.
I will have people send me an entire 10-page bank statement to show me all their deposits and withdrawals too.
That's actually a bad idea.
I don't need to see that. Yeah. And cross out your account numbers, even for your agent, Mr. or Mrs. Consumer. Cross out your account numbers,
but not for your lender.
Not for your lender, no. Your lender needs to
Lisa will be calling you.
But for your agent, because remember, your agent is freely handing around this account information to however many offers that you're writing on. So cross out that personal account information.
Now, what we're talking about here is putting together an offer package. Now, it sounds like this offer package could basically be the same package that they're making multiple offers on, except for maybe the
price range.
Let me ask you this, Frank. This goes back to the approval letter. How valuable is it to you that the approval letter
It as long as it matches, that is fine, because I know that some buyers, let's say they're writing an offer on that $400,000 home, and we know they can afford $450,000. That's another one of you keep your card off of the table until you need it, right?
And so, that's something we've advised before. So
they come up with another letter.
You might not.
Look what I found.
You might not necessarily want to show all your cards. If you're writing an offer for $400,000, the approval letter says that you're approved for $400,000. That's fine. In the past, with conventional sellers, back when the market was crazy, if they saw you could afford $450,000, they'd try to drive you up because they knew you could go up.
Right.
I get asked all the time from agents, hey, can you get me a letter for this amount? Hey, how about this amount? Hey, this amount. All the time.
So all of a sudden they just, whoa, look what I found. Look, oh, here it is. I got one for $450,000.
And I used to do the same. I'd have I'd have one for $4.25, $450,000, depending on what the scenario was. Okay, but I was prepared for everything. Like I said before, agents will send me that approval letter for
more scam.
Agents will send me that approval letter for $325, but the offer that they're putting in is $4.
Oh my God! 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 Oh my God!
You keep saying it's a scam. It's a negotiation tactic.
It's a scam.
Negotiation. It's always there's a
scam.
I got an approval letter for $425.
If you're not,
it's a scam if it's not a real approval.
You're like the king of scammers, Eric. You're always trying to find the loophole.
Well, I just don't like. I don't like
Takes
somebody
one
saying,
to know one.
"Here's my approval letter for $400,000," and then Frank goes, "Well, we're countering you at $449," and the guy goes, "Hold on." Here's my approval letter for $450,000. You know, it's
well, it happens. So there it goes.
Yeah. Well, and that goes back to a different segment.
It's kind of like dating
that we talked about before. If you can only afford $400,000, maybe you should be looking at a home at $375,000 to give yourself from the leverage.
Why? Because I can really afford $500,000. I just gave you a
no. I'm just saying.
My real estate agent only shows me houses for $425 when I only qualify for $375.
Here's what I always say: if you've been pre-approved for $400,000, I say, you know what, start looking at homes, $375,000, $380,000. That way, when you find something, if you find that you're competing with other buyers, you have room to go up. If you're looking at $400,000 homes, you're capped. Yeah. That's it.
What I've actually advised buyers is don't tell your agent how much you're qualified for, because they'll always show you houses higher than what you're qualified for.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, but
now they're keeping me out of the loop.
There's a few of them out there.
Not all of them.
There's a few of them out there that
Do you have
will.
names?
So
Fred, Lucy, Bernie, Jill.
Joe.
I know Joe too.
Joe
He's terrible.
Well,
Joe's horrible. Never go with Joe.
Yeah. Now, Frank, you may have gone over this, but this is, when I submit for an agent, I give them the pre-approval letter, first page of the credit report with the Social Security, all the important info named out, and then just the first page of the bank statement with the balance, but also the
we talked about
that.
Have
you finished?
I don't need 10 pages, just summary pages.
You just need
shows,
the
and make
balance.
them current too, because I've seen proof of funds from
6 months ago.
someone sent
What's
one from
current?
a year back.
Frank,
before.
what's
What
current?
Is that? I'd
Last
say 30 to 60 days at least. At least.
Right.
Prefer 30,
Okay.
But who knows? They could have taken all the money out the day before, but something current.
It just seems
what
like
else?
so much
Because so
of this
far
is
we're only up
common
to 14
sense.
pages.
It's
not bad.
Okay,
Yeah, well, you're fine.
it's standard to send a copy of an earnest deposit check in the amount that you're writing your earnest
15.
deposit, and hopefully it's somehow connected to the statements that you've sent also. So cross out the account numbers there, please. I don't want to see any account numbers. You can cross out your address. Don't need to see it. Don't need to know where you live.
Don't cross out your name.
Don't cross out your name. Credit report's optional. It may help. It may hurt.
That could be like 100 pages.
Because I mean,
no, just the first page.
if you're approved, you're approved by giving a listing agent the extra ammo to see, wow, your credit is terrible. You're still approved, but still that credit number sometimes basically is a measuring stick for a lot of people on how you manage yourself.
But if you know you measure up, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't hurt. If you got 800 FICOs and all that, shoot it over. It just shows just how fantastic you are on top of it.
So would you keep them off the letter?
They're optional. You can. I mean, If they're really high, great, but you don't want to say they are approved for this much, but their credit sucks, but they're still approved, you know.
They're at a 618, but we're fairly confident we'll get them up to 620 by the time the offer is accepted.
Oh, God, here we go.
Yeah.
But that's what it means to me.
Yeah.
But
just send them over a credit report with exactly the number you need.
Just just be upfront and honest. And if the credit report number isn't there, more than likely I'll assume that they just didn't want me to know what it was, or maybe it's not so good. You're approved. You're approved. That's all that should matter right now. Don't give the listing agent extra ammo to hold something against you.
Break it down, Frank.
And then termite addendum if you've requested and have to have it, which most of the lenders will let you waive it nowadays. You know.
If it's not on the contract.
That's a good offer.
It's not VA.
On the offer,
that's it right there?
On the offer itself, though, agents, don't write if applicable, and fill in and check every box and everything. Just fill in all the essentials. We already know as listing agents and as sellers what's adherent in the contract anyways. Keep it clean. Keep it simple. Keep it neat. I shouldn't receive anywhere more than 16 to 20 pages at any given time.
17 is actually what you counted.
That was a little listing agent rant right there.
It was. But
well, because I get the 50-page PDFs, and I'm like, gosh, and I'm just
what's a PDF,
deleting.
Frank?
It's a file form.
It always just comes down to try to make the other person's job as easy as
Make
possible.
it as easy as possible for me. Send me the essentials, and that's all I need, and I'll be very happy. And actually, I'll go to bat for you there at that point too, because you're giving me the impression that you, as this agent representing your buyer, know what you're doing, and I want to work with you.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen,
because honestly, because if it's shambles, you could pretty much expect
that
that's the way the
escrow's
rest
gonna
of the
be
process
shambles.
will
Yeah.
be.
Yep.
and that was Frank breaking
That's
it
my
down.
rant.
That's his rant for the day. Putting in a solid offer
Solid.
on a home.
Putting in
and
a solid
now
segment.
you know more than your real estate agent, which is kind of scary.
Which is probably the case for most.
Ooh, that was a little rant, wasn't it?
Just a jab.